If you're someone who constantly asks others for advice, if you doubt your decisions, even the small ones, if you change your mind because someone else sounds more confident than you, or if you always think others know better, then Cerato might be the remedy that finally helps you trust yourself. Today we're talking about Cerato, the Bach Flower Remedy for self-doubt, for people who do know the answer, but don't trust their own inner voice. If you're ready to step into more confidence, intuition, and inner guidance, this flower will help you find a way. Hi, I'm Michelle. I help sensitive people find relief, clarity, and inner balance using Bach Flower Remedies. If you want to know more about that, I have a free class and beginner's guide, a community, I have an online course, and I offer consultations, and you'll find all my links below. Cerato is for those who know, start to self-doubt, and then ask others. It's for lack of self-trust. You know what you think, but you don't trust your opinion. Cerato helps you when you second-guess yourself, or when you always ask others for advice, or when you don't trust your intuition, when you doubt your choices, when you compare your opinion to others, when you change your mind easily, when you feel unsure even when you're right, when you depend on reassurance from others. Cerato is a remedy for the person who says, "What do you think I should do?" even when they already know. The big cue that you need this remedy is that you internally made your decision somehow, but then still ask others and possibly change your mind and then regret. Asking constant guidance from others is the biggest cue. So how to recognize yourself or others in Cerato? You might be in a Cerato state if you ask everyone for their opinion, if you feel insecure about your decisions. Maybe you rarely trust your first instinct. Maybe you think others know more than you. You constantly check and verify and confirm. You change plans when someone doubts you, or you feel lost without guidance. Maybe you follow advice that just doesn't feel right. Maybe you look for signs of validation instead of trusting yourself. Cerato people are often very intelligent. They just don't trust their own intelligence. Their hidden belief is, my inner voice isn't reliable. Now, what does Cerato do emotionally and practically? Cerato doesn't make you stubborn. It helps you feel solid and aligned inside yourself. Cerato helps you trust your own inner voice and feel confident in your decisions. Listen to your intuition. Stop asking everyone else for advice. Stand firm in what you know. Feel grounded and self-assured. Follow your path instead of others' opinions. It's not about knowing the right answer. It's about knowing you can trust yourself. And Cerato strengthens the inner compass. Here are some strong real-life examples. Example number 1, the person who asks 5 people for the same advice. You have a decision to make and you already have a preference, but instead of trusting it, you ask your partner, your friend, your mom, your sister, and some random strangers on the internet. The more opinions you get, the more confused you become. Cerato helps you trust the answer you already had. Example number 2, the online shopper who can't decide. You want to buy something, a course, clothes, a remedy, anything. You read reviews, then you check more reviews, and then you ask people what they think. You second guess, you doubt, you postpone, you choose something someone recommended, and end up saying, I should have stuck with my first decision. Cerato helps you trust your own judgment instead of drowning in information. Example number 3, the job you should have left years ago. You wake up every morning and you feel it in your bones. I can't stay in this job. You're unhappy, you feel stuck. Something inside you is slowly dying. But financially, it's okay. You're not struggling. The job is close to home. The contract is stable. And everyone tells you you're lucky. So instead of trusting your inner knowing, you start asking for advice. You ask your mother, and of course she worries about money and security. You ask your partner, and he reminds you that many people would love a job like yours. You ask your best friends, and they're genuinely shocked. Why would you ever leave? You have everything. And all of that is true. On paper, your job is perfect. But inside, something whispers, this is not your life. And instead of leaving, you stay, you push, you force yourself to adapt. You suppress the truth. And weeks become months, months become years. Your energy drains, your joy fades, your body starts speaking louder, exhaustion, anxiety, burnout. Not because the job is bad, but because you knew and you didn't trust yourself. Cerato helps you trust the knowing you already had, so you don't have to wait until the burnout to make the decision your soul whispered years ago. So here's some good pairings. Cerato and wild oat. Wild oat is for people who don't know what they want, and Cerato is for people who know what they want, but don't trust themselves. Together they help when you feel lost, directionless, you're unsure about your life path, you keep asking others what you should do, you sense a calling inside but you doubt it, or maybe you want clarity and the confidence to follow it. So wild oat helps you find your direction and Cerato helps you trust it. This is perfect for career decisions, life transitions, or anyone questioning their purpose. Cerato and walnut. Walnut protects you from outside influence and Cerato strengthens your inner voice so you feel less dependent on advice or approval. And together they help when you feel swayed by other people's opinions, when you start doubting your decision as soon as someone disagrees, or when you feel vulnerable to pressure or expectations, or maybe when you lose your path when others are more confident than you. Cerato says, listen to yourself, and walnut says, stay true to yourself. It's a beautiful pairing for sensitive, intuitive people who absorb external doubt. So here's one key mistake people make with Cerato. People think Cerato is for people who don't know what they want. But that's wrong. Cerato people do know, they just don't trust it. They second guess themselves. The problem isn't knowledge, it's confidence. The inner voice is there. Cerato reconnects you with it. If you've spent your life looking outside yourself for answers, if you've doubted your intuition, if you've silenced the quiet knowing inside your chest, Cerato is the invitation to come home to yourself, to trust your wisdom, to feel steady inside your choices, to remember that your soul already knows the way and you're safe to follow it. Your inner voice is not lost. It was only waiting to be heard. If this video helped, make sure to subscribe. I'm creating a full beginner series of all the 38 Bach Flower Remedies. Check the Bach Flower Beginner playlist to continue learning step by step, and you can download my free beginner's guide. And of course, join my online course Bloom into Balance if you want to learn step by step how to heal these difficult emotions for yourself and your family using Bach Flower Remedies. Thank you for being here. I loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.